time for us to start. Oh no, and every beginning seems to come to an end. One time I try, it falls apart again. One time is all I get now. Cause I know you're not what I wish for now. You're something out of a fantasy, escape to mine. And I don't wanna fall in love, but I'll be fine. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was two things. Maybe it's in the way that you look at me. 'Cause I spent my whole weekend figuring out your mess, and I don't wanna be there to hurt no more. And I count all the times that your eyes follow mine, and you follow blind until your heart still mine. And I'll define, putting my pride aside, if you put your love on the line, so alive. I'm scared of trying, I'm scared it might end. I hate the feeling when you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. When you're out of love. In love, in love, in love. I just hope you, I just hope you, I just hope you feel what I feel. I count all the times that your eyes follow mine. You follow blind until your heart still mine. I'll define, putting my pride aside. Put your love on the line, so alive. Maybe it was one thing, maybe it was two things. Maybe it's in the way that you look at me. 'Cause I spent my whole weekend figuring out your mess, and I don't wanna be there to hurt no more. Skinny Asian counters, face goes of the mirror. That life is like a magazine, and I live in the fiction. And you compare so much to them, it's hard, I know. But when you are around me, it feels so nice. I count all the times that your eyes follow mine, and you follow blind until your heart still mine.
Hello and welcome back to the Give and Go. I'm your host Reynoso here with my boy.
Soltero. What's up, guys?
Thumbs up in the chat. Give us a like. Give us a subscription. Comment down below. Let's get some more people here in this chat. It's already looking pretty active, and I love seeing what I'm seeing right now because match day 3 has wrapped up in the Euros with England defeating Serbia. We got our first draw with Denmark tying Slovenia, and then the Netherlands with a game winner against Poland. Let's start with the most recent match, England versus Serbia, which just ended right now. Chat, let me know, what do you guys think about the performance we saw today from all the English players, the Serbians, and overall, Gareth Southgate, all the big topics. What did you think about England versus Serbia? Salts, I want to hand this over to you. What did you think about this match with England getting a 1-0 victory?
What an intriguing game, truly. England start off this match looking incredibly determined, low-key looking like prime Manchester City, where they have a lot of possession high up the pitch in Serbia's defensive third and just applying pressure, slowly squeezing the life out of Serbia. And it looked like within that first 10-20 minutes, England were going to get a goal. They were absolutely suffocating Serbia's back line, and it came in the 13th minute. A ball getting propped up from across from Bukayo Saka, and it finds, guess who? La Liga Player of the Year, Jude Bellingham. 1-0 bedlam for England.
Bedlam, bro. Bellingham just once doing the mouthing signal as he's celebrating, really talking his shit, and Saka getting the ball through with Pavlovic deflecting it on its way there. But I wrote down, dude, Serbia couldn't get on the ball for more than 20 seconds until 17 minutes into the match.
Jeez.
That's how suffocating this English squad was for those first 20 minutes. What happened afterwards?
Dude, and that's what makes this game so interesting is after going up 1-0, Serbia slowly got more and more into the game. And we saw that as the first half went on. Serbia started to have a lot more possession. There was a time like in 8 minutes, and it was 90% possession to England, but slowly Serbia started to chip at that. And we saw Serbia slowly just basically pushed the English back. And it was so bizarre because the way that England started was incredible.
Yep.
I was expecting something similar to Germany's opener where England were going to get a second, maybe low-key a third before half, but no, Serbia responded ever so well. And then even when the second half started, Serbia looked even better.
Yep.
They came out harder. They really amped up the intensity. They were winning every single midfield battle. And honestly, you could say Serbia had the better second half.
I think they did. That's why I'm so confused as to, should we be harsh on England or should we be praising Serbia? Should we be doing both? Because I think Serbia should have gotten a goal in this match, man. I think they should have gotten a goal if they were just a little bit more clinical. If Jovic had a better touch, my goodness, he completely blew a beautiful pass from Dusan Tadic, I believe, in the box. Couldn't get a touch in. Mitrovic pissed as he gets subbed off in the game. Offensively, they looked a little questionable with that final product, but the way they were building, the way they were possessing the ball in the second half, I think said a lot about the Serbian team. Kind of reminiscent of what I was hoping to see from them at the 2022 FIFA World Cup, man, but we never really got to see that. England, on the other hand, bunkering in at one point and playing Burnley ball, bro.
Dude, but actually, yes, I want to double down on that point. This is the Serbia I was hoping to see a year and a half ago. They looked great today. The intensity was fantastic. And it was very clear from the get-go that the Serbian midfielders were instructed to leave a body on every single English player that they could come into contact with. There was a lot of strategic fouls, but it was a little dirty from the Serbians, but I love it. Like, if you can get away with it, the ref's not going to pull out the yellow card, then keep fouling. Do not let the English midfield get into rhythm. So I really give Serbia credit there because they won that midfield battle. Where I just have to give Serbia a little bit of discredit, though, is they just couldn't craft the ultimate chance. There was nothing truly concrete, even though they had a lot more possession in that second half. For me, I think their best chance was actually in the first half when Trent Alexander-Arnold lost the ball in midfield, ended up going to Vlahovic, but he kind of wasted that opportunity. The other rest of the chances for Serbia for the rest of the game would just honestly half chances, nothing concrete. So ultimately, the English backline did keep Serbia at bay pretty well. That is a positive I can give England, but a few concerns for England for sure. And I think specifically it's that defensive midfield. There's almost no coverage. They lost every single battle in the midfield. And because of that, the front three could not get on the ball. Foden, Saka, and Kane barely touched the ball. And obviously, Saka and Foden got a little bit more of it, but you want them to be on the ball pretty much every time England have it, and that just didn't happen because Serbia wouldn't let it.
Yeah, Foden looked a little weird to me, man. Like I'm not used to seeing Foden this off as he was today. He really couldn't get that confidence level going for himself. Center back wise, I thought Mark Gahey was good, starting alongside John Stones because they did see a lot of pressure from the Serbian offense. But what makes this performance so much more confusing is they got a clean sheet. England got a 1-0 dub. On paper, that looks really good, and they saw the result out, but the context, the way they went about it, it's not the way that you would hope for a team that you're hoping will end up contending for the Euros. So, chat, let me know. Do you still see England as contenders as of right now in this moment after this performance? Or is this just, first game jitters and a really big Euros moment for this English squad?
Yeah, I'll definitely chalk it up to a bit of that, but I do want to be harsh on England and just kind of say they should have played a little bit better in this game. They should have responded better in the second half. And I'm pretty disappointed that they couldn't change the way the game was being dictated by Serbia in that second half because they should have fought a little harder, get on the ball a little bit more, but all credit to Serbia because I thought they dominated that second half. This is so confusing because it is a clean sheet, and that's why I don't want to be too critical because they did keep Serbia at bay. They didn't let them back into the game ultimately. This is 3 points for England. And this, I'm still going to say they're title contenders because they scrapped for this and they earned the 3 points at the end of the day. Maybe it got a little desperate, sure, but they still pulled it off. So I think this is a really crucial win for England. They'll go back to the drawing board after this game, look at where the weak points are. I think a more defensive midfielder has to start in the next game. Trent Alexander-Arnold, I don't think he was terrible today, but I would rather see Kobbie Mainoo in that position. Yeah. He's just more physical. He'll cover a lot more ground. And sure, maybe he's not as offensive as Alexander-Arnold off the pass, but I'd rather him there for the defensive purposes going forward.
I like that. I like that take. Daniel Corona, let's look at some of these chats. Daniel Corona says 6.5 out of 10 English performance. They arguably have the most talented team in the tournament. Where was Palmer? Palmer didn't get any minutes in this game. That is
weird, yeah.
Late subs by Southgate, missing opportunities, parking the bus against Serbia. Come on, dude. Expressing some frustration there.
I agree. I think a midfielder should have come on by the 55th or 60th minute. It took till the 70th minute for that to happen. Bowen came on pretty late too. I think he should have come on earlier. And yeah, why not play Palmer? Yeah. If you're clearly not having success by getting on the ball, get a guy who's really good at getting on the ball. But I understand. I think ultimately Southgate did elect to park the bus at the end of the game. It worked though, so.
They almost got a second. Harry Kane almost had a second on Rajkovic, Mallorca's goalkeeper, by the way.
Hey,
he almost had it, man. It's a little off topic, but it is a super chat, so I'll read it. Angel Bautista says, if Mexico make it further than the USA in the Copa America, will Soltero write a 2-page apology letter saying they are still second best? Your response?
I'll do something. I'll do some sort of apology letter.
That means we have to make semifinals. Because I think at worst, USA gets on the quarters. At worst. So we would have to make semis, which would be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about it. I'll keep it in the back of my head. I'm just not even going to consider it because USA is going to the semis, possibly finals, just FYI.
Greg Perez says, I still believe it's coming home.
I do too.
Enrique Rio says, they have too much quality to not be considered contenders. I believe they definitely have to shake this game off and look forward to the next game. I agree with that. I like that. Grealish... I missed it. Let's just keep looking. England had the most boring football, says Soccer Clips. England has nothing special, like always, says BC. Colombia is better, says Adrian Santiago. All right, we got the England hate train coming through, man. It is what it is. But England gets 3 points against Serbia. You ready to move on to the next game?
Yeah, just one last thing on Serbia. I really like the way that they played. And I was hoping that they would come out really focused and just give England everything. I think they did. Obviously, you'd hope for a little bit more chance creation. I do like that that Dragan Stojkovic, the Serbian coach, had the balls to play both Vlahovic and Mitrovic at the same time. I love that. And I do think it played a part as far as keeping the England backline always occupied. Vlahovic is an excellent striker, and Mitrovic is one of the best that Serbia's ever had. So I love that. I hope they keep this intensity going forward.
Dude, Stojkovic, when Serbia was getting on the ball more and they were pressing England, he was on the sidelines like a ringleader. Dude.
Yeah, he was he's
passionate. He was out there running down the lines. I really liked that. I like his passion and his motion. I'm curious to see if Serbia ends up being the second best team in this group, especially after the performances that we saw from Denmark and Slovenia.
Let's get into it.
With these two teams tying 1-1, a tale of two halves in this one, bro. With the first half, in my opinion, getting dominated by Denmark, the Christian Eriksen show and Jonas Wind show on full display. My goodness, what a performance from those two in the first 45 minutes. But then the second half, Slovenia, I think, started to impose themselves and play really good team football, ultimately resulting in a goal to tie this match and end it 1-1 in the first draw of the Euros tournament. Chat, let me know, what did you think about this Denmark-Slovenia game, which ultimately I think ended up surprising in the entertainment aspect, because I didn't see this as like a really entertaining matchup on paper, but watching the game was pretty back and forth, and overall I pretty much enjoyed this whole game.
Dude, same. The first half was a bit concerning from a Slovenian perspective because I do agree Denmark dominated it. They actually looked very comfortable going into the first half. What a goal from Christian Eriksen. Took it so well. And the flick from Jonas Wind, a beautiful moment where the Slovenian defense actually kind of switched off because it was from a throw-in. A little concerning there, but the second half completely flipped this game around because Slovenia said, no, we came here to play. This is our first Euros in 24 years. Let's make the most out of it. And my God, bro, they went honestly completely off. Denmark were on their heels for a good 30 minutes in this second half. Sporard, bro. Sporard had 5 chances, bro?
They said he's a mix of Nicholas Jackson and Darwin Nunez.
Yeah. Dude, I just, then they were all half chances, like nothing crazy clear, but you hope if you get 5 50-50s that, you know, you get at least heads one time. Yeah. And you couldn't get a single one, bro. I was like, God damn it, man. But Benjamin Šeško, I think, really showed the potential threat that he has in front of goal. He almost scored 2 screamers today.
He has bad intentions. Bad
he's
intentions.
A bad man.
The things he's trying to do out on that pitch, bro, the way he strikes that ball,
yeah, oh my God.
This man is going to get a Puskas nominee goal by the end of the tournament if one of those hits the back of the net.
Dude, absolutely. And it was the one in the second half that hit the post, eventually led to the corner kick, where Slovenia got the equalizer off of a really brilliantly ambitious volley from outside of the box. Obviously a major deflection, but he still hit it very, very well.
That deflection put the ass in assist, bro. Deflecting it with this fucking ass and into the back of the net, man. Peter Schmeichel completely in disarray with no ability to get the ball, and we're tied 1-1, but I think it was deserved, bro, because the way they were imposing themselves, the chances that they had, even Sesko's first chance that was almost on goal, it was like 30 seconds later. That's when Christian Eriksen scored. Like, it could have flipped the game. I think Slovenia deserved it, and it was beautiful to see the scenes once they got that goal and just everybody celebrating, bro. I love watching it, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. The way Slovenia were able to elevate their intensity in the second half, so promising for them going forward. We said this group was going to be wide open for second place. I do think it is, and it's set up for even Serbia still to take that second position. Slovenia-Denmark, I think, it's wide open, and I think after these performances today, everybody knows that. So let's see who ends up getting it. But hey, seriously, props to Slovenia for having a really bad first half, but coming out in the second. What's really interesting for Slovenia is they really don't have a width. You know, they don't have wingers that can take on anybody one-on-one, but they make up for it with good central midfield play. And then the 2 strikers, Sporad and Šeško, are so active, and they're trigger happy. So I think it makes up for the lack of width that Slovenia just don't have. But they're fun to watch regardless.
I think they showed why they're here.
Yeah.
They're such a good team, man. Such a cohesive unit. It's why I put them in 3rd place in my predictions and not 4th, because I do think that team aspect will ultimately prevail for them, bro. So I'm excited to see. I agree. It's wide open for 2nd place as much as it is wide open for 4th place as well, dude. Like, this could go either way for any of these 3 remaining teams in this group. But let's look at some of the chats and see what people are saying. BC says, tough time for Slovenia in basketball and football. Probably referencing Luka Doncic right there.
It's not over for the Mavs.
It's not over for the Mavs. It's not over for Slovenia. Hold up. Biggest disappointment in the Euro so far. We'll have to think about that one. Let's see any other Slovenia. Oh, here we go. Fedora Man Sports says Denmark was 9 out of 10 in the first half and had a 7 out of 10 performance in the second. Worse, but not bad by any means. Because ultimately they do end up just getting a draw out of this. They didn't end up losing.
Yeah, they didn't. And I think it's more so that Slovenia really amped it up in the second half. Not that Denmark were just absolutely poor. I agree with that statement.
Yeah. Denmark ends up tying Slovenia. And yes, we had a good game there. Let's go to the last game of the day. The Dutch, Netherlands facing off against Poland. Polski, a team that
hey man, they low key. This is the best I've ever seen Poland in like 8 years.
Yes, sir. And it happened with no Leva, who was benched because of injury. Going through injury, and I believe it was Buksa who ends up getting the start for him and ends up getting the goal in this match for Poland. 15 minutes into the game, I can't remember how long into the game it was, getting the goal off of a corner kick on this Dutch defense that you have previewed always leaks at least one goal in their matches. And the fact that it happened against this Polish side, I think ultimately cements that theory. They concede, and luckily they bounce back with the Cody Gakpo deflected goal. And then finally, the one and only, the Dutchman, Weghorst, saving this team just the same way he did in the 2022 FIFA World Cup to get the game winner and win 2-1. Chat, what did you guys think about this game? Netherlands versus Poland. Did you think Poland was going to pull it off? Were you impressed with Poland? And ultimately, thoughts on Weghorst getting a game winner here. What was your reaction to seeing the scoreline and how it happened?
Yeah, the Netherlands is a team that is what you see is what you get to a T. They played all of their cards tonight, and this is how they're going to play for the rest of the tournament. The good is really, really good. They're able to craft a lot of chances. They're very creative going forward. I mean, let's look at what they were able to generate in that first half. A snapshot from Tiani Reinders that could have gone in the back of the net. Virgil van Dijk had a volley that unfortunately just couldn't get underneath the bar. Memphis Depay was able to get on
He
the
had a couple.
end of a rebound. He had a
yeah.
couple of big chances. Xavi Simons was always looking for that final through ball. There's so much going forward for the Netherlands. And look at the way they scored. It was Cody Gakpo, who we've seen feature at the World Cup, get a pile driver of a goal that just forced it and jammed it into the box. Slight deflection, and it's a goal for the Netherlands. And then Wout Weghorst, a classic number 9's finish to actually get the game winner. So there's so many offensive options for the Netherlands, but we also saw their defensive woes. No matter what, this team leaks goals. And we said it in the preview, it's paradoxical because you have Nathan Ake, Stefan de Vrij, and Virgil van Dijk to defend the goal, but I just think they have poor communication with the midfield. There's a couple of mismatches in there. That's how they got conceded today with Denzel Dumfries trying to defend Adam Buksa. It just doesn't work sometimes for the Netherlands, and they always get caught out. So what we saw today with the Netherlands is, I think, what we're going to see for the rest of the tournament. They are incredibly deadly, but they're also vulnerable at the back.
I believe that. This is an interesting performance. I think Poland ends up surprising me the most here with
they played great.
The fact that they played a great game and basically almost got a draw against this Netherlands side and played very well defensively and had a good game plan that they got so close to executing and getting points out of. Ultimately, they end up with 0 points, but I definitely will retract a lot of that Polish hate I was giving in the previews because they showed up in a much more better and entertaining way than what I projected. And I really appreciate that, especially from the Polish.
Dude, same. They were actually pretty fluid today when they got on the ball. And I just haven't seen that from Poland in a really, really long time. This is what I expected to see from Poland at the last Euros, at the last World Cup. But they failed in every single iteration. But today, they actually showed up with really good fluid football. I thought Zalewski was fantastic, providing an outlet out on the wing. And Zielinski was really, really good at just knocking the ball around. And even without Lewandowski, they still got really good forward play centrally. So I thought Poland covered all of the bases. They almost got an equalizer at the end of the game. They could have gotten a draw out of this, and it would have been deserved. Ultimately, I do think the Netherlands were better today. So I think the victory for the Dutch is very fair. But I'm actually very impressed and proud with the way that Poland played today, considering their form going into the tournament.
Do you mind if we role play real quick? Can we role play real quick? Okay,
Yeah,
I have
let's
a
go.
request. Okay, I need you to be Ronald Koeman in the coach's office. Okay? Ronald Koeman in the coach's office. Right? I'm going to be a player that walks into your office, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hey, coach, how you doing?
How we doing?
My name is Jeremy Frimpong. Just curious to know what's it going to take for me to get some minutes, man? Basically went undefeated in world football, one of the best wingers out there, one of the best fullbacks in the game. What's it going to take, coach? Can I get some minutes?
Change your name to Denzel Dumfries, man. That's the only way you're going to get on the pitch, bro.
Bro! Look, I'm not going to be too critical, but
Yeah.
you got to find a way to get Frimpong into this team. That's my only request. If you want to keep Dumfries, keep him. I don't care. You got to find a way to get Frimpong in here, man. What's Koeman thinking? It's one of the most informed players in all of world football. Get him some minutes, man. Please. I feel like he would love this international stage as well.
I just think it comes down to the fact that Denzel Dumfries is so tried and true and tested at the international stage. Frimpong isn't. They play the same position. So who do you go with? Well, you go with the veteran Dumfries. Now, if there was a huge difference in class, obviously Frimpong would get the start. But I think that's all it comes down to is just a bit of favoritism and the experience that Dumfries has.
So Dumfries is Ter Stegen.
Yeah.
Behind Neuer type shit.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. It kind of,
I don't know, dude.
I get what you're saying because Frimpong is a
winner.
beast.
He's
Yeah,
a winner.
beast.
He showed it this year. I hope he gets some minutes. I'm interested to see that storyline of Frimpong's relationship with Koeman and the national team. Does he get an opportunity at any point, or does Dumfries just dominate that position the entire time?
Yeah, I could see it being Frimpong only comes on in the second half. How early will depend on if the Netherlands are down a goal or not. I bet you Frimpong would be one of the first to come on if the Netherlands are like 60, 65 minutes in and they are down.
Yeah.
But if not, he probably just will save Frimpong.
Yeah. Let's look at the chat. Lafayette Rasti says, or actually Captain Crunch guy says, Holland needs to make a player like Johan Cruyff. I mean, bro, we're talking about a top 5 player all time. They can make that. I'm sure they would. Ian Maatsen really getting 0 minutes in this tournament.
I was so surprised when he didn't get called up. I really was, because he was fantastic for Dortmund and was key from that left back position going forward for Dortmund in the Champions League. So for him to not get the call up, I was like, damn, that's a little cold, but it's kind of the same thing. Who plays in that position? It's either Nathan Ake, who's was with Manchester City, or the veteran Daley Blind. Yeah. It's so hard for a 20-year-old Maatsen to get in the team.
Yeah, that's these Borussia Dortmund Champions League finalists aren't getting any minutes at the Euros. Crazy. Hummels, Brandt, who else? It was the winger Adeyemi. That's what didn't get called up. Fedora Man Sports, I'm liking his comments. The Netherlands versus Poland game was a great match. I'd give Poland an 8 out of 10 performance today. They looked sharp and played well, but they couldn't get the win overall due to a late winner. It's a good roundup of what happened today. Yeah. Let's do end of the day roundup here with 3 topics that I'd like to bring up. First off, what was the goal of the day? Where does the goal of the day award go to? Chat, let me know who gets the goal of the day award. Who gets it? Is it a Weghorst game winner? Is it a deflected goal? Is it Jude Bellingham's winner? Not as many good nominees today as there were yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah. The goals were, just a bit more stale today, but the moments I think were just as big as yesterday. I think a good nomination would be Bellingham's goal, just because it was so hype. It was so early in the game, and everyone wanted to see England get on the board. There was a lot of pressure, so I could probably give it to Bellingham. And then an honorable mention, Slovenia's equalizer. I just thought it was massive, and you could kind of see it coming. And the fact that they got it in their first Euro games in 24 years was immense.
I think I got to go Eriksson. That technique.
The technique.
Yeah, the technique was really high on that goal. World-class ability there from Jonas Wind, passing it to Eriksson. And Eriksson's finish, that's vintage prime Eriksson right there. He gets the goal of the day award for me. And it looks like the chat is going Eriksson on this one. We got a lot of Eriksson love here. And then a shout for the Slovenian equalizer as well for the scenes and emotions that followed it. I love it, guys. I love it. All right, next question. All right, chat, get ready. Next question, performance of the day. What player had the best performance today? We had, I believe, Gakpo winning man of the match for the Netherlands based off of UEFA's award. Nathan Ake had a good game.
He did. He got 2 assists. Yeah. I thought Ake was brilliant today.
Eriksson. Who's it going to be? Bellingham?
I know. I don't know if I want to give it to an English player just because Serbia played so well today and it was pretty even in that match. Honestly, I think Ake, just because 2 massive assists, it was really important for the Netherlands to get on the board, especially knowing that they have France and Austria awaiting them. So this was actually a massive win for the Dutch, and I think it was necessary that Ake play the way that he did. I'm going to go Nathan Ake, best player of the day.
Let me go with the English player, and I'll just go with Bellingham. He looked so active today.
He
was everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
Even emotionally, he got into it with, who was it? It was
Kostic.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I like that he was really into the match. He went off with applause as he got subbed off, scored the winner for England. I'm going to go Bellingham on this one, but it seems like today there's a lot of options. But even Sesko getting some shouts for his activity and energy.
Oh, yeah.
Ake or Jude. Oblak, he had some good saves today, too, for Slovenia, keeping them in the game. I love it. I love these answers. All right, final question here, because we usually do match ratings, but rather let's just summarize it with this. What's the game of the day? 3 games. 3 games. Which ended up being the best game of the day? A game in which we saw a game winner between the Netherlands and the Polish. A game where we saw a really fun back-and-forth tie between Slovenia and Denmark, or, the England stage, the England drama on display, winning 1-0 against Serbia.
Can I just say, though, before I answer, I am getting high off of these games. This is seriously, man, the intensity. I've forgotten how tense Euro games are, but honestly, I'm gonna take a step forward here and say this has been the most entertaining opening to a Euro ever.
Has to be.
Dude, Euro, yeah. Every single game has been so well contested. Even if a team ends up blowing out the opponent, they're doing it in such stylish fashion, man. And then today, we honestly got 3 incredible contests. Maybe not as cool of goals that we got yesterday, but all 3 games today were so intense. They were so hotly contested, man. And dude, and the roars of the crowd, bro, the noise level is absurd. The color palette that we're getting. Yes, dude, there's nothing more beautiful than that Swiss red, bro.
Yeah, man.
And then we got the
fans.
Albania black.
The fans,
like the fans are showing out in Germany. I'm having so much fun. And it's only been 3 days of Euros. We have so much more to look forward to. France hasn't played. Portugal hasn't played, bro. Austria haven't played.
Yep.
We're still just getting into it. I am so excited. Match of the day for me. I'm actually gonna go Slovenia-Denmark.
Yeah.
It was just so end to end, especially in that second half. And Slovenia might have gotten a winner. Denmark could have gotten the winner too. 1-1 I think was really, really fair. I just loved the battle that occurred in that match.
That's a good shot. I'm going to go Netherlands-Poland just because of the game-winning aspect. I love the scenes of Weghorst once again continuing his narrative. And the Dutch, they always bring drama to their games, bro. Ever since the 2022 FIFA World Cup, they had the craziest matches. Here they are once again providing more drama for us. I found that game very entertaining. But I agree, dude. No 0-0 results yet in this entire tournament, and then only one draw so far, bro. And these games are really high scoring for the most part. I really appreciate that. And a lot of people have been signifying just the difference between, hosting a tournament in like a place like Germany versus like the World Cup, which was hosted in Qatar. You get to see more fans visit a place that's more accessible. Yeah. Because, for example, I saw like TikToks of the Dutch fans that were like just waiting for the game outside. They looked insane, bro. Just a sea of orange waiting to enter the stadium. Like these fans are really showing out, and I love it, dude. Germany has been an incredible host so far, so shout out to them. It looks like the winner of the poll right now is Netherlands versus Poland with 60% for match of the day. It's coming home in the chat. There's that English love. And then lastly, let's quickly submit our predictions and preview for tomorrow because we have some bangers waiting for us. The first match of the day is Romania facing off against Ukraine. Two really interesting teams here with some really interesting storylines. Romania, are they for real? Like, not even as a soccer team, but as a country. Yeah. Is Romania real? We're about to find out. Then Ukraine, with everything they're trying to do and achieve in Europe, having a really good qualification campaign and then winning in the playoff system, I believe. Do they end up getting a result here where they need to get a victory at if they want to be considered dark horse candidates?
I just have a soft spot for Ukraine. I like the way that they approach the game. They play some silky football. Mykhailo Mudryk has such a fun role in this team. He sees the ball every other possession, and he's so direct. The coach gives him full license to roam, and at the end, you get a really fun product. There's some true talent on this Ukrainian side. Romania is going to be tough. I think this is one of the better Romanian teams in a very long time. It's going to be a banger of a match, but I hope Ukraine get the victory tomorrow.
I'm going Ukraine here. I want to see Ukraine get the victory. Chat thinks Ukraine wins with 78%, Romania at 21%. Next match is Belgium versus Slovakia. Belgium looking to hopefully contend for a title here and be taken seriously for the first time in a long time. And Slovakia, what version of them are we going to see? Are they going to be a team that just ends up getting blown out? Or are they here to fight and showcase themselves and showcase their country proudly? I'm interested to get that answer tomorrow.
I'm so interested to see Belgium play. There's so many new faces. They're all young, but they're all top world-class talent. So Belgium still are considered one of the best teams in the world, even though they're going through a transitionary phase. But you still have some old heads that are playing at the top of the game right now, Kevin De Bruyne and Romelu Lukaku. So I expect a lot from Belgium, but it'll be really interesting to see what version we get because they were terrible a year and a half ago at the World Cup. But I think they're going to try and erase that memory and have a good tournament this time out. I need to see Belgium have a good game tomorrow.
Yeah, this is it for Belgium. Like, I need to see them get a good result, get the tournament started off right. A draw here, I just don't think helps the locker room mentality and the attitude of the team. But I want to see what Slovakia can do. I had them as one of the worst teams in the Euros this year. I want to see if they have anything to say about that. You know? Let's see it against a Belgium side that can be considered questionable up to this point. We'll see, man. We'll see. Chat has Belgium at 96%. God damn.
Yep.
And we have a super chat real quick that I want to acknowledge. Alejandro Tiburcio says, the Polish without Leva almost win. The Netherlands need a Rice defensive midfielder to secure the defense. England need Rashford to win it all. Foden ain't doing it. Foden ghost. Damn. He packed a lot into that super chat. Damn.
Poland were great today. Yeah. Seriously. I'm so impressed with how they played. As far as, England needing Rashford, I don't know, man. I don't know. Foden's got to show up, though. I agree. He has to show up.
Let me talk to him.
England...
I'll talk. That's my boy.
Give him a phone.
Let me talk to my boy Phil. I can convince him to play better because what I saw today really had me fucking mad, man.
Yeah.
Throwing the remote at the screen.
Yeah.
He'll do much better, I promise. Last game of the match is Austria versus France. This is the match of the day right here.
Come on,
the
baby.
match of the day. France, potential title contenders, looking to start their Euro campaign on a good foot here. And Austria, I mean, after the disappointment of Hungary as potential dark horses, does Austria want to take on that mantle, take on that title, and be known as dark horses by getting a result against France? I'm hyped for this game.
Oh, dude, I'm
hyped for this
so
game.
excited
Night game
for
too,
this
man.
match, man. Headliner. It's going to be an absolute banger. I want to see France play. I mean, we're talking about recent World Cup champions in 2018. They go deep in every single tournament. They have some of the best talent in the world, period. There's nothing else to say about France. They are one of the best teams at this tournament. They have to make a statement. What's crazy, though, is that they have to play against a very feisty team in Austria. And low-key, I might be cheering for Austria in this match, man. And I don't know who to go for here. I love France. I love Mbappe. Antoine Griezmann is one of my favorite players of all time. This will probably be his last Euros, or at least in the current role that he plays for France. So there's a lot at stake here for me, but I am so excited to see this match.
Dude, same. I don't know, man. You hear there's a virus going on in France's locker room, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, apparently there's a little bit of a virus. This was like 4 days ago, though, so maybe it's gone by now.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I like what the chat's saying. A lot of people are projecting a tie. I could see a tie happening here, like a high-scoring one, too, would be really enjoyable. I want to see what Austria looks like without Schlager. Everything I read about this team involves him, and having him gone from this team because of an injury. I think I want to see how they fix that, how they deal with that absence. And then for France, they're my title pick. They're my pick for the Euros. I want to see them ball out, bro. That's what I want. I want to see them ball out, but I also like dark horses, and I like the prospect that Austria presents. So I'm just hyped. Night game, Mbappe on the biggest stage, and this Austrian team, with Ralf Rangnick leading them, what can they do against France? Let's read a few chats here. Rafayette Rasti says, I feel like this could be a tie for sure, but realistically, France wins this. Johnny says, Austria 3, France 2. I got Austria winning with a late goal. If you think about most of the tournaments so far, there hasn't been a true upset yet.
No.
True upset yet.
There hasn't.
Yeah. So I wonder if we'll get that tomorrow. And then lastly, the last topic is actually what Cres Vergara is mentioning right here, because this is how we ended the show yesterday, was talking about Ronaldinho's comments that he made regarding the national team.
What happened?
He took it all back today.
Oh, so he's like, I would never turn my back on
He was
Brazil.
like, I was just trying to hype the Brazilian fans and team up. I'm actually going to watch every game now. He's good now. He's committing back to the Brazilian team, bro. This dude Ronaldinho be back and forth, man, trolling everybody.
His PR agent was like, hey, man, I need you to tweet something tonight.
And he did, dude. He did. So that's how that saga ends regarding Brazil and the Copa America. But the Copa America is right around the corner. Guys, thank you so much for joining us once again. We'll be back tomorrow for a major stream regarding the matches that we just previewed. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up on your way out. And remember, we have Copa America live streams coming up as well on Thursday. I think it starts Thursday. And then this week, we will start doing watch-alongs too back in our studio. So look forward to that. And join us to watch these games that are happening in the Euros, as well as OFC Nations Cup. Can't forget that. Thank you, guys. We'll catch you guys next time.